So I had my cousin Dylan with me today. He's actually in the Kankakee area who went through or saw the tornado, and this is why I wanted to bring him on. I wanted to see what he was feeling, how he was going through the tornado, what he experienced, what he saw. So obviously, like, if you just want to give yourself a little introduction, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So my name is Dylan. Obviously Josh's cousin. 31. Married with my wife. We got 3 dogs. And I live in the Kankakee County area.
So when on the day that the tornado happened, did you like when you went outside? Did it feel like it was like a tornado was going to happen, or was it cold or cool?
I feel like in the beginning of the morning it was a little bit chilly, but it ended up being like 72 or 73 degrees. So I mean, I knew the weather conditions were favorable for a tornado, but obviously no one truly knows if there's going to be one. But I definitely took all the steps necessary to um, prepare for one if there
Yeah,
was.
because I can tell you, one definitely happened. So when I was
Yeah.
talking to Brianna, the storm was like heading in your general direction, and it kind of went elevated. And I know you decided at some point that you wanted to go like chase it and whatnot. And what led up to the point of you wanting to chase it or like go see it? And what did you feel when you saw it? And what did you experience?
Yeah, so kind of to go back, so backdate it. So it was probably, I think I was pretty well informed of the major storm that was coming our way about a day before it actually happened. So huge shout out to Max Velocity on YouTube. I follow him all the time. I actually started watching him during his hurricane coverage, and I found out that he does all different kinds of stuff, and he does a great job, honestly, of keeping everybody weather informed, weather aware, and just having live chasers always on his show. And also following Reed Timmer, which for those of you who don't know, is a pretty well-known meteorologist that also chases storms. And yeah, so I basically first saw the notification the day prior, knowing that we were going to have some severe weather and chances of obviously tornadoes or big size hail at the time. But I wasn't really 100% alert, just because we do get quite a bit of alerts throughout. I mean, being in Illinois, I mean, I believe we are in Tornado Alley, correct? In a
It's an
way.
argument, but I would say that Illinois is well within Tornado Alley, especially since last year Illinois ended up. I think it was last year Illinois ended up with one of, if not the most tornadoes in the country. So I would full on say that they are included in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I knew we were going to get pretty bad weather, but no one really expects a tornado, definitely not an EF3 to come through your town. So, like I said, I was weather aware. I have been watching them. And the day that it actually happened, after following them, I started hearing him. I mean, I just watched him say Kankakee. He said Kankakee, which was a big kind of ordeal going on because all these people that aren't from the
Can't
town,
pronounce it.
they don't know how to say it. So, yeah, so everyone just kept hearing Kankakee. Um, but basically, I heard him talking about it, and I was like, wow, did he really just say our county in his live stream? I mean, at this point, he has 122,000 people watching him live stream. And I'm like, man, this can't be good. And then all of a sudden, I see a live alert on my computer of Reed Timmer, and he was like, yeah, I'm traveling to places like Pontiac, Herscher, Kankakee County. And I'm like, oh no, like even Reed Timmer is now saying that there's going to be really bad, destructive potential storms that are coming through our area. And that's just something that you definitely take very seriously, because these people don't live anywhere close to here, and they're traveling as their full-time jobs or part-time jobs as huge hobbies, storm chasers, coming out to our area to chase this storm that's going to be developing in our
Yeah, because
area.
I had quite
So
a few friends. You know, Steven was there, Alex was there, Adam was there, Ben was there. Just I had quite a few friends up there for this event.
yeah, so I mean, I definitely took it serious, and so basically the morning of, I work from home, so I was like, okay, there's a couple things that I have to get basically prepared for. So I took everything off of my front porch, just so that obviously it can't get thrown against my house or thrown outside and hit somebody else's property. So I just wanted to be 100% sure that if I put everything away, like backyard patio furniture, front porch, and everything in my garage, that I was going to be the most prepared as possible, even if we didn't get a tornado, but we had 70 to 80 plus mile per hour winds that they were talking about also. Um, so I did that. I ended up, thankfully, I did have a place that I could put my coffee trailer. My wife and I own a mobile coffee business, and then I did end up putting my truck away. But essentially, really, the only thing that I was worried about was if a tornado truly does come in this area. And as of this moment, it was feeling super real because of how everyone who was chasing it were coming down to Kankakee County. They were all very serious about how dangerous the storm was gonna be.
And
So
well, I was gonna say
go ahead,
because a tornado touched down like in Pontiac, and then it kind of went elevated
Pontiac.
for a few seconds. Which there is an argument going around that it may have not been truly elevated, and that the lake breeze was doing something weird to it. Which my friend Trey at Convective Chronicles is actually making a video on it, which I will post below whenever he releases it, explaining like what the environment was occurring or looking like when the tornado was produced. But once it like got latched onto the warm front, it just went on to produce like this big tornado like immediately. And I was just kind of wondering on like what you were doing at that both like just before it happened and like during and your experience with it. Just
Yeah, so basically the biggest deciding factors were my wife didn't get off work. She's a teacher. She doesn't get off work till 4. The storm's going to be here around anywhere from 4 to 6 o'clock. 4 to 7 o'clock is kind of the range that they were getting us. Um, and so the very first thing was I need to get my 3 dogs and my wife more to safety than our house because we live in a ranch style house with no basement, just a crawl space. And I really didn't feel safe that if a tornado were to come through and hit our house, I didn't really feel very safe. Okay, yeah, so I was basically in the decision of, do I stay at my house and know that my hallway is really probably the most safe place that there could be with a possible tornado? Or do I take the smart option and travel about 16 minutes away to her family's house that has a basement? So obviously I did that. I had to wait until she got off work. So basically, we traveled to her house, and I was still continuing to watch Max Velocity's live stream here and there and Reed Timmer. But Reed Timmer didn't end up coming to Kankakee County, so I just really was watching Max Velocity's YouTube channel. And as my wife and her family were in the basement, I was kind of outside, and I was like, okay, they're saying that it may not develop into the big supercell that they're thinking, but they were kind of unsure still. So a lot of storm chasers ended up leaving the Kankakee County area because they didn't believe it was favorable enough for a tornado. But then, as you said, something shifted, which you can obviously go through in depth more what I can. But basically, from what I gathered was the atmosphere changed so much that it shifted back to being favorable for that supercell producing that huge tornado. And when I got word that a tornado actually touched down in Pontiac, that's when it really became real because obviously we're in the direct path past it basically Pontiac, a town called Herscher, and then Kankakee that's in the path of that tornado's direction. So I then was like, hey, I need to get my wife's car. My thought process was I'd rather know that they're safe. And I don't know why I thought this. I should have just stayed in the basement, obviously, so we were all safe. But I ended up telling my wife that I was going to chase the tornado, which I had zero intention on actually chasing it. I basically just wanted to, if I saw it, I saw it, but I wanted to go to the gas station that was like a couple miles down the road and be able to be underneath, like in the pumps underneath that roof area and kind of protect her car from the hail because I knew they said about softball size hail and I know they confirmed pretty big hail coming with that storm.
oh,
So
there was definitely some
I
big
got
hail, I
to
can
the,
tell you that.
yeah, I got to the gas station. I got underneath one of the pumps. I guess everybody else had that same exact idea. And for the good idea that I thought I had, ended up turning out to be really bad idea. And that is because it was good because it did prevent some of the big hail from hitting my wife's car directly. However, it became very bad in a bad situation because a car ended up blocking the front and the back of my wife's car at the pump. So I'm stuck in there. I hear tornado sirens going off. Huge hail, like softball size hail, is just beating up all of these cars. I hear it just like hitting, shattering glass. And all I can think about is like, I need to get out of here. I'm stuck. If there's a tornado, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm trapped, and I mean, I'm not going to get out of my car, but being in a car, definitely at a gas station where things can combust, probably wasn't the smartest idea possible. So I ended up getting out of my car for a brief second, pushing on the horn and asking the person in front of me to give me room so I can get out. And it took a couple times for them to finally move. And thankfully, I didn't know when the hail was going to stop, obviously, but thankfully, the moment I came out, maybe 10 seconds later of me pulling out of my spot under like the roof area in the gas station, the hail actually came to a stop. So now I'm just basically focused on getting home. So I did turn on Max Velocity on YouTube once again, just to kind of follow where everything was at, if there was actually a tornado. Tornado sirens are going off, but obviously that doesn't mean there's a tornado. It just means that they've spotted a funnel or rotation. So, or favorable conditions, I guess you could say too. So I'm going down Route 17, which is the main road. And at that point, it goes from basically at the gas station to being super dark, like it was nighttime, to traveling down that road 17. And it honestly, it was super bright out, and it was the weirdest thing ever. It went from night to day in the matter of minutes. And as I pull over to the side of the road because I see what looks like a funnel forming and a tornado about to drop. And I've never seen one. And this is kind of where that video that Josh is probably going to overlay in this video came about. I put my wife's car in park. I put my hazards on, and as soon as I started watching it, a tornado fell right in front of me. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, the video that he shows is true, genuine, raw emotions from me grabbing my phone and hitting the record button. I mean, I was so in shock. I wasn't afraid, but I wasn't like, I don't know. I really can't describe it. It was just so much adrenaline that was going on that I ended up catching the video. It was about a 23-second clip that I posted pretty much on my Instagram, my Facebook, and my YouTube channel. And I've had some people comment and say, like, basically, how could somebody get so excited seeing something that can kill people and destroy and devastate communities, right?
Yeah,
and that wasn't my intent at all.
Yeah, I mean, when your adrenaline's pumping, you can like sound excited about something when you're really not. It's just because your emotions are really flaring up because your adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, and I knew something was coming because obviously you don't see softball size hail for nothing, or you don't watch Max Velocity and he says there's going to be a tornado for nothing, right? Because it's funneling and they're live storm chasers right in the middle of the action. But when I actually saw that tornado touch down, the only thing I can think of is I want to record this video. Number one, I've never seen it, and I thought, like, going through my mind, like, it was so cool to see it, but obviously not cool where it's going to destroy my community. Yeah, because it was cool because it's something.
It's a big tornado. Giant.
Yeah, I mean, I was in shock that this was right in front of me, and it's different seeing it in a video, whereas if you see it actually in person, because when you're watching it in video, you're in the comfort of your house or wherever you're at watching this thing. You don't think it's going to actually come and affect you. It can't danger you. Obviously, you're watching it through a screen. Me, I was outside and it was right in front of me. All I hear is the whirling of the wind, the howling, the sirens. I don't even think sirens were going off at that time. While I was in such shock.
And all while this is happening, I'm on a tornado too here in Oklahoma, and he decides that he wants to FaceTime me. And he's like, look, and he turned he turns the phone and it's just this giant wedge on the ground pretty much. And I immediately start like getting worried because he's like northeast of the tornado at this point. And when you're dealing with a lot of stronger tornadoes, they typically will turn left when they start occluding, or left as in they turn sharp north. There's been a lot of tornadoes, like Greensburg, Kansas is a perfect example of this. It'll turn north. And if you're north of that tornado, you won't notice it because seeing a tornado coming to you, or if it's going in your direction, it's kind of hard to tell because you won't be able to see it moving from one side to the other. It'll just start getting bigger, which is indicative that it's coming to you. So I was worried about him. I wasn't too pleased with him, but, you know, it happens, I guess.
So basically, that conversation happened right after my 23-second clip. And I was like, hey, I could film more, but like that wasn't even on my mind. It was like, okay, I got to end this video. I got to call my cousin and show him because like I thought it was like, oh my gosh, he's been doing this since he was like 16. And I want to show him a tornado that I have on my camera right in front of my face. And it ended up, I called him, and basically at this point, you see at the end of that clip, I get into my wife's Civic. And at that point, I FaceTime my cousin, like, Josh, there's a huge tornado on the ground behind me. He's like, what? And like he said, in the meantime, he is literally chasing a tornado that is on the ground in Texas.
Oklahoma.
Oh, in Oklahoma. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm not even looking at the tornado, right? So I'm basically in my car like this. I FaceTime my cousin. And at this point, I'm like, Josh, look. So at this point, I start driving. But then when I showed him, I kind of went like this to show him what, like, the view outside. And I didn't actually know how big the tornado got because it basically went from a cone to a wedge, and like a deadly wedge, in under 2 minutes. And I didn't really realize how close the tornado had gotten to me because obviously I wasn't really thinking straight. So when he screenshotted a photo of it in the background, number one, it got really big and a lot closer than I wanted for comfort. So, I mean, the biggest thing that I did was I just basically took off and tried to get back to my wife's family's house to get safety inside their house in the basement. And I mean, really devastating tornado. I believe it was sustained winds of 155 miles an hour, confirmed EF3.
Well, the preliminary is EF3.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether or not they actually have come out with a confirmed EF3.
Yeah, so I mean, it was devastating. But just to kind of preface that video one more time, in having true, genuine, raw emotions, as you saw in the clip that he showed you, that wasn't really like excitement for like, yay, it's in my county. Obviously, nobody wants a tornado in a county. It's best left in a field where it doesn't touch anybody or hurt anybody or anyone. But it just to preface that, my cousin, like, I've known him obviously my whole life, and I've maybe heard him say a total of 10 cuss words, and that probably when he jammed his toe or something. But according to him, and I actually heard it, I don't know if he'll play it. If he does play it, he'll probably bleep it out just so you can kind of hear kind of what happens when your adrenaline's pumping and in the moment. His dash cam in his car basically caught him saying, like, basically, my cousin's
in front of a wedge.
My cousin's stupid for doing what he's doing. And like, there is a freaking wedge right behind him to his wife.
I was just worried about you. That's all it was.
Yeah. I mean, and he was chasing a tornado. So he's trying to figure out and basically make sure he's safe. And now he's worried about me because I have a pretty substantial size tornado in our area. And I'm probably 3 miles away from safety. So basically after that, I got off the phone with you. I ended up making it into the garage into the garage of the house, going down to the basement. And all I hear is this huge hail just start pummeling the house, my wife's car. And yeah, it was scary, and it was honestly very, very devastating. And obviously we are super fortunate that and blessed that it did not hit our house. It definitely could have been a lot worse than what it was. I mean, there are people who lost everything that they had, their belongings, their homes. So yeah, just um, very horrible situation that obviously happened, and pray for all the families that were
And
affected.
the hail too. The hail broke state record. 6 inches. That's ridiculous. I don't even know if the last record was, but now with the hail, we had family members who probably have totaled their cars out and have significant house damage because of it. It was definitely a storm to remember for that area. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there was another storm that was coming later that night, like an hour and a half after that happened, that could have caused more severe weather and possible tornadoes. So the first thing I did once that was done, I went straight to my house, made sure everything was okay, and then headed straight back over to her family's house. And then basically, once we knew we were in the clear and no more storms for that night, we ended up going back home. But I tell you, the next day when I drove over into where the tornado was like even closer to as well, like when it first touched, I was actually going to our grandparents' house to check on her. Her car basically totaled. A hailstone went through her roof and into her house. I mean, it was very, very impactful. She had leaks, damage to her siding and stuff like that. So just driving in that location and seeing all of the cars with tarps on them and shattered windshields, and honestly, just a horrific sight to see.
So, but thankfully everyone was safe. There was unfortunately one confirmed fatality in Orla Park. I think the others were in Lakewood Village. So it is very unfortunate for that to happen, and hopefully something like that never happens to our hometown ever again, because that I was not having a good time. I was super stressed, and just hope that never happens again, because I don't want to go through that again, just like everyone else doesn't want to go through that again.
Me either. Hopefully, I don't have to make one of those videos again. I would like to say that I could do. I probably would never do another one of those videos again unless I was with an
Or
actual certified storm
or just
chaser.
be safe.
Yeah, or know that I'm safe. But the thing is like you guys have radars and you guys are constantly following like the rotations of the tornado and shifts, and I knew none of that besides watching. Besides watching again, shout out Max Velocity.
So, but
So
yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up. Thank you, Dylan. I do appreciate you doing this. I'm gonna put his link to his stuff down below in the description. He runs a mobile coffee business. I would 100% go follow him. He makes amazing coffee. So if you're in the area and he does an event, I would 100% highly recommend his coffee, as it is very delicious.
I appreciate it. And if you guys are watching this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe on Josh's video. He's very passionate about weather and he does a great job. So, which is also why I give him fault for me doing the video, because he's basically been doing this his whole life. So I just basically wanted something that I could show him that I got on video. Unfortunately, it was in our hometown. But obviously I wanted to send to him because this is basically what he does. Part side of his full-time job. So kudos to him, and make sure to follow all of his social medias. He's got Instagram, Facebook, and
Got it
YouTube,
all.
and TikTok as well.
So, all right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one, guys.